Hey guys, greetings, a warm welcome and thanks for joining me. Gemini, this is your May reading for 2019. Yours is one of the last ones, I have to admit, but that was how the system went that I devised it for, and I think I will do the same again for the next month readings. I'll just pick from whoever has the most views and work the way down. And whoever's first is first and whoever's last is last type thing. So we are going to be using these 4 different decks, and I will pick from wherever I just feel compelled to go toward, so no set order or anything. These 3 are basically tarot. This one is an oracle tarot, and this is called the Soul's Journey. They are oracle cards. They have mandalas on them. They're quite powerful. I wouldn't pick too many from one from that particular deck in one reading. And also remember to check your moon and rising signs as well, guys. So Gemini, what is in store for them for May? What would you like them to know? What can be helpful and supportive for them as the month rolls into action? Astrologically, it should be a little calmer than it has been. March and April have been very, very turbulent months. I'm hoping to see some calming down. There's not so much galactic movement through the planets. We have no retrograde planets moving in May or taking position up. It's just a much quieter month all round. There is a really good numerological number for May. It's the 5-5 energy. So on the 5th of May, that's a good number to have and to energize yourself with if you're so inclined. So Gemini for May, I had pre-shuffled these a little bit for you guys anyhow, so it's not an extended shuffling. Gemini for May. Gemini for May. One more for these. So where shall we start, guys? I thought I'd ask you guys a question too, and if you want to leave your answer in the comment sections, it would be really interesting to know. Because you're an air sign, I sort of wondered to myself, are you attracted to things in the air? Such as, do you like windy days, or do you like looking up into space, or do you like air travel, or do you like seeing clouds in the sky? I'm just sort of pondering, asking a few questions. So I thought I would ask your opinion and see what you all have to say about that if you want to put a comment down. So I think I have made a decision which card I'm going to start with, and it's the John Holland Psychic Tarot, which is this one. Obstacles and challenges. This is the 5 of Wands. It's a temporary obstacle and challenge because the 5s are often very transitory in nature. And of course, I just mentioned that there is a good number in May. It's the 5-5, and you've picked up another 5. So maybe there's a 5-5 energy coming. Now that 5-5 energy is very much about changes and taking a risk and putting your best foot forward, not being afraid to try and conquer something that's been bothering you, or that you've felt stuck with, especially in the realm of creative resources or your career field. So that's an interesting start for the month. It's kind of, it can be a little bit feisty, a little bit energetic, and a little bit like an air energy, even though that represents the fire energy. So you're starting off the month with a bit of gusto. Let's see what's here. The second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So you've had an Archangel pop in at the very beginning. That's always nice. You can utilize the Archangel energies throughout the month and call upon them for any service or any help or support that you would like. Now, as humans, we have humanized the Archangels, obviously, but primarily to help you understand what they are or what the essence of them is they are higher vibrational energy fields. They, for it to just be easier for us to understand the conceptual reality or disreality of the universe, they are featured as angels with wings. They are obviously light energy vibrational frequency, and they would move and they would appear to be glistening sometimes as well. And that's perhaps why we as humans have portrayed them as this. It might be the best thing that we can terminize them, or the best terminology that we can give. So anyhow, it is always lovely when they come into a reading. It does represent that this energy is there for you to grasp onto and to feel the strength of. The second chakra area is in a kind of where she's holding it, that lower part of the abdomen. It does hold the sex zones, especially for the females, also in part for the men. It is our creative sector of life as well. So we're back in this whole creativity. So there might be something for you guys in the month of May that is either been a bit of a conundrum or a blockage or a pain associated in this part of the area of your body, or where there's a break, there's something that's not quite forming together, or some of you might require surgery in that area to bring back something that has been broken or cut. For some men, this could be having a vasectomy reversal. It could be things like that. If you have got a block in this area, Ariel can help to heal it, wearing orange, doing meditation, doing exercises, rest and rejuvenating your body, meditating with this angelic vibration. These can all, herbs and minerals as well, and flower essences can be really helpful in healing anything that is painful in this area. This can also relate to sexual diseases, if anyone has had or picked up one of those that they would rather they hadn't. Even if there is things like menstrual pain for women or complications in that area, a lot of these can cause blockages, and that causes a blockage in our creativity and our very flow of life as well. So you're starting off with quite a sort of a message here about health, almost physical and possibly emotional as well. There we have the Six of Swords, which is classically known as a travel card. Some of you might be going literally on a trip overseas in May. This could be via boat, or it could be concerning water. Sometimes this isn't just for a holiday, it can be for a working experience as well. Now the other perspective of the card is that it means more metaphorical, that you are traveling from something that's been a little bit tempestuous into something that's calmer. And this could almost be the same thing, taking that leap of faith from something that's been a little bit stuck or glitchy, or like there's a new word that I use quite often called grinchy. So if things are grinchy and you want to get out of it, you have to make movement forward. So these two could be tied in one way or another. If this has been around your career sector, some of you may be moving away from this career or away from certain people that have been creating disharmony, or feeling as though you just aren't binding well with them, or that there's this lack of cohesiveness within an office or a group of people or a situation or a business or a partnership. So it might be associated with this, but this is a good card. It's a card of movement forward, of looking to the future, of resolution, change and positivity as well. The Four of Swords has come out a lot for a lot of people in the month of May. It's about rest and rejuvenation, and I mentioned that before with this card here, saying that you might require to rest and heal the body. And I talked about the herbs, vitamins and minerals. So we're on the right track here with the message about your health, I think. This can mean that you could feel a wee bit drained in the mind, that there could have been a lot going on for you one way or another. There could have been a lot of emotional stuff or verbal stuff as well. So you could have been in talks or negotiations. You may have been dealing with legal documents or papers or taxation or things like that. It can also just be the feeling of a lot of things on your mind, or a lot of things that you're trying to deal with all at once. This is when you need to take that breath back, take a step back, even though I said take a step forward there. Take a step one way or another, to remove obstacles, right? To remove these obstacles and challenges. When we go on a rest and retreat and rejuvenate, we often are able to get the flow of creativity going again, and we can see an easier way out of a stuck situation. This can also mean going on a trip. So you've got two cards that kind of talk about going away somewhere, possibly with another person and possibly someone who's quite dear or close to you. This can even be an intimate getaway, and it can be a time when a conception or a pregnancy may occur. Some of you may also feel head pain and need to have something like a osteopath or a chiropractor manipulate your neck to let the flow of energy come down from your head and into the rest of your body, all the way down to this sacral chakra area, because there could be a blockage there that is preventing flow in your life at the moment. If you've got head pains, neck pains or shoulder pains, do get them looked at and look at some, of the healing modalities available. Well, that's nice. Daughter value. If you look closely, that's dollar notes floating around there. And there's all sorts of different dollar notes from different countries. So there's a message here about something coming to you possibly in terms of money. So whether or not this is a job offer and possibly from overseas, or whether there is money coming to you from a foreign area, whether it's an investment or whether you are expanding a business, or someone is coming to visit you from a foreign country, or you're going to visit a foreign country and you need to have all these different types of money in your wallet. There's a whole bunch of different things that the daughter value could mean, but it's basically very positive around potential financial prospects. Remember, this is a general reading, so for any of you it might represent jobs, it could represent travel, it could represent an upkick in your money, an inheritance, going to see someone who loans you money, being approved for loans, all sorts of different things, a lotto win. Sacrifice number 12 is the Hanged Man. In this picture that John Holland uses, it is quite different from the other tarot decks. There's two basic meanings for this. One is that there's a stalling of time around something. So time can be an issue. And this whole obstacles and challenges card that sort of came out before, it had this feeling of something broken or stuck at a crossroads, not knowing quite what way to go, but about taking a foot, putting a foot out there and taking a step forward, a leap of faith. Well, the Sacrifice card slows that down a little bit and asks you to also consider the options and why you would be taking a certain step in a certain direction. This can be quite a big change that you might be considering, or if you take this step wherever it's leading you to, it could actually change direction for you without you understanding the full ramifications if you don't spend a bit of time looking into it. So it's important to connect with your higher self and cosmos, celestial helpers, however it is that you do it, to find out the best path forward. And you do that in contemplation, also while you are in rest and rejuvenation, and you are getting the feeling of creative flow coming through. So she receives that through her crown chakra up here, with the messages coming through with the light energies. So we talked a lot about light energies for you in terms of this light energy being Archangel Ariel and the blocked chakra in the sacral area. So some of you have a decision to make. You're at a crossroads. This could be quite a major thing in your life. It may or may not represent this problem or issue over here, which could be concerning a job or a pathway around a job or a career option. Again, this card often symbolizes a bit of pain in the head, neck or shoulders. So we've had a couple of messages with that for you guys as well, quite interestingly. Another big major arcana card, so two of them pulled in a row, this one, the Sacrifice, and this one. The Wheel of Fortune, it doesn't come out that often, but I kind of said to you that you may have been on quite a big you know, sort of turning point in your life, or at a junction or a crossroads, and that you needed to put a little bit of thought and direction into it, especially if it considers or concerns something like a change in a career direction, or a change in your values or your philosophies, or where you're living, if you're thinking of moving overseas or opening a new business. The Wheel of Fortune enhances the fact that this is a very big part of a life cycle change for a lot of you. So this may be an event that is coming through due to a cycle in your life, such as a decade birthday, for instance. We do note that on the decade birthdays, we're crossing into the new decade, which lasts for 10 years. So the Wheel of Fortune can turn up in something like a 10-year cycle. So a new birthday cycle coming up. It can also turn up when we go through things like we might have been with a certain partner, either in a marriage or a long-term partnership, for 8 or 9 years or something like that, and it's about to evolve or disappear, or this crossroads is going to take us in a different direction. So same thing with career, health, friends, your integrity values, your belief systems, where you live, who you're living with. You know, a whole lot of things could be cropping up for you. Some of you may even be pondering about your lifestyles and how you are going to change a lifestyle. There's a lot of people now, and it's not just young people, but they're flipping from like a meat-based diet into a plant-based diet, and behind that reason can often be for a deep, passionate soul reason to the connection of animals, and for other people it's a passionate reason about better, healthy lifestyle for their body or to nurture their soul. So you can see what I mean. It's very expansive, it's very deep, and it can be a very long-winded changeover process and period. Hence the reason that the timing card, which is what the sacrifice card can mean, it's about timing. It isn't necessarily all going to happen at once, but I feel it is starting for you around about now, probably kicking in for when your birthday hits around about June. So even though this is a May reading, I feel this has got quite a lot of intensity to take you through for your birthday time frame, and also probably for the eclipses that will possibly speed some of this up or bring it more to the surface and be bubbling away underneath. It's cards like this that don't allow you to put things in the background. Let's see what the Soul's Journey card is for you guys. I wonder what it will be. Doubt. I release the need to know all of the answers. And this is exactly what happens when we are in these positions, because we don't know the outcome of where we're headed. We don't know the path forward necessarily. If we thought we had all the answers, there's a possibility that some of us would never take this step forward. We would sit back on this, too afraid to jump over there because of the fear or the doubt, or we think it's not where we want to go or who we want to be with. However, when we don't press to know everything about our future path, then we release the doubt and we can move forward accepting universal answers and timing, passageways, directions, synchronistic introductions of people into our life who turn out to be your next soulmate or your twin flame energy. So these cards have a powerful mandala, and the mandalas, if you look into them, and I love the fact that the sun has just come out actually, and is sort of shining across the middle of this mandala, really embellishing its strength and making it jump out, like jumping into the lens of the camera. So release any doubt you have, guys, about a pathway forward, or about a crossroads or a junction in your life, or about timing events. You don't need to know all the answers. Just have faith that your life is unfolding as it should, and take that step forward when the timing event allows for it to happen. Wow. you know, sometimes I think to myself, I don't really need to say anything, do I? Because the cards are saying it so succinctly with the words on them. So more sunlight streaming into this particular card, which if I lower it and put it somewhere in the shade, it does have sunlight on one half of it and darkness on the other. So very telling, very synchronistic, which is what I was just talking to you about. This in fact is the same card as this. So this is the Six of Swords, so it's come out twice. So I feel there's quite a big message in this for you. And I talked about the fact that it is moving on from something that may have been a little unpleasant or a little darkness around it, moving into a lighter feeling, a lighter lifting of emotions, into a happier space, sometimes taking another person with you. Sometimes this is a family member or an intimate partner. Sometimes it can be moving across seas or leaving a country to live in another one, or leaving a job, or even leaving your belief systems or values behind. So yeah, quite nice that they turned up, the two of them. Wow, you know what? I think I'll just stop talking. I'm sure you can see what is this? Okay, so it says indecision. But where is she standing, everyone? Where is she standing? At what? At a crossroad? What have we been talking about? This card, although in this picture it doesn't represent it as well, which I also mentioned, that she is at a crossroad. Indecision mars anxiety. And it hides a plethora of worry, of lack, of procrastination, of not being able to further yourself, of not allowing this step to be taken. You've got a lot of this kind of indecision or inability to make a step one way or another. This is such a strong reading telling you to get off the fence and do something about what it was that's been bothering you, or the choices you have to make about where you're headed, about clearing up and freeing blockages. Because if you sit in this indecision for too much longer, you will end up on unknown street. Either way, you must do something about acting on and creating your pathway forward, because this seems a fairly important message for all of you at the moment. There's something big awaiting. Yeah, exactly. And when you do make your decision at the crossroads, where does that take you? It's like an amazing story that you're getting here. It takes you on your new journey, which is exactly what this is, because they're on the journey. And yes, it's dark and you can't necessarily see, and you don't necessarily have you don't have all the answers, but you have to release the doubt. Wow, this wonderful storytelling in your reading. It's so neat. It's so like turning a page over, one page at a time, and the story just continues and continues to clarify and evolve for you guys. It's a very pretty way of receiving a reading, and some of your cards are so pretty and embellished. Another angel, I wouldn't be surprised about that one either. This is Gabriel. This is your throat chakra area. So we're still up in that head and shoulders. And do you see this big illuminated bubble of light around his head? So there's definitely something going on in your head, which of course the air signs, yourself, Gemini, are very prone to this thinking all the time. Get that thought process into this reality and act on it. Also communicate. So don't forget to either communicate with yourself or with other people, and use a Gabriel to help communication if that's been part of the problem. So if you've not been able to get decision made because of a lack of communication one way or another, this is the time to amplify that up, free up that chakra area, allow the white energy or the higher vibrational frequencies to come in and help format and stimulate your area and mode of communication to get this movement forward. Nice. Fertility. She is the Empress. She's very powerful. She's very satisfied in life, really. She's extremely giving and loving and feels the energy in the heart, which this card shows very well. She can often exude a warmth of life, a joie de vivre, a happiness, gaiety, success, harvest, being outdoors, spending time outdoors, connecting with people. There's love in this card. We can see it through the heart chakra area, but there can be emotional love, there can be new romance, there can be sexual chemistry, excitement, compassion. There can also be conception. So there's a couple of cards that have shown a pregnancy is possible in this type of time frame as well. More love, more amour. He could be someone new. He could be a water sign for you, a younger type of person possibly, coming in with the offer of love or support or nurture or honor or respect or being around you, you know, just looking out for you, having your back, being a listening ear. He's more likely to be a friend and a potential friendship or partner type person. He could be a family member, generally a water sign anyhow, so he plays a role one way or another in the month. Another major arcana, the Hermit. He's also enlightening himself with deep esoteric, cosmic, universal, galactic consciousness, the thought processes, understanding, enlightening of his life's journey, of his soul's path. So again, this can be a time that this could happen for you. There's a lot going on in the reading. It's a lovely reading with quite a lot of speed moving through it, some very determined messages about your indecision and to not procrastinate, to not fence it, to take a leap of faith, to stop the worry, let go of the doubt, let go of the need to know everything, have faith. And the crown chakra, even though this was the throat chakra, we had this beautiful bubble of energy up over the head. This is where this comes in. If you free this up and allow the universal energies to come through, you end up with a situation that the Hermit has reached in life. He has understood spiritual awareness and the source energy and how it can lead him to his goals in life, to finding out what it is he wants to do and who he wants to be. This is the Sahasrara, the crown chakra, the crowning glory of our spiritual understanding and awareness and knowledge. There's a great deal of potential awakening for some of you at this time, and I do believe it's carrying you forward from May. So I would come back and watch this reading even in June and July, because there's something in here like a key. I wouldn't be surprised if I look for another couple of cards that a key turns up. Wow, now you've got Michael. So we've had a lot. Some of you guys have had really good readings with a lot of angelic energies coming in. And I just want you to know that if you are going through any stressful times, or you've had hardship or loneliness or bereft or ill health or the loss of something or someone recently in your life, these vibrational energies are there for you to call upon, and you just have to initiate it. So it's no good standing back expecting them to contact you, because they don't. So you have to tap into the rich tapestry of universal galactic vibrational energy to feel what they offer and the support and the nurture that they give your physical body and your soul. This is another beautiful reading that you guys have got with so much support and freeing up of blockages, because that's also the freeing up of the blockage at the crown chakra. So if you want, it goes base chakra, sacral chakra. We've also got the heart energy in here with this one, the glowing heart. You've then got the throat chakra and the crown chakra. So you've got 5 of the 7 chakras that are being activated or cleared or freeing up of blockage for you in this powerful, powerful reading. So I hope you all really enjoy it, and as I say, tune into it a little more as often as you like to uplift this frequency and energy that's just pouring through the cards into the video. It's like it comes up and swirls in and gives you the advantage of this energy. And I can feel it in the room. The room is really amped up. A lot of the other readings have been quite calm, serene. This is amped up. And the last card, which I'm not going any further, we don't need to, we also have the sun. And of course the sun is the penultimate energy charger. It's like the battery. It's turning on the battery to get the engine going. So again, if you've felt deflated, unwell, lost, lack of creativity, anything, the sun charges it all up. It brings vitality, it brings answers, it brings insight, awareness, connection, euphoria, bliss, the birth of, there's a little baby down here in the corner. So again, more conception, possibly some of you even babies being born into a family. So some of you might become new parents or grandparents or cousins or nieces or step whatevers. There's a whole bunch of lovely messages, and I will stop there. We can hardly see at the moment because there's so much sun shining on your reading. So there you are, Gemini. I hope you really, really enjoy this. It is a beautiful reading. May you all be embellished with the love and the gift of the sun and the high vibrational energies. Remember to check your moon and rising sign. Much love to you all. Namaste.